Good morning, good evening, good afternoon to all of the Clipper Nation. Thank you so much for being here on Tuesday, May 7th, for a belated April community call. I'm joined by Jeremy, part of Shipyard Software's internal admin team, and so nice to have you. How are you today?
Doing great.
Yeah,
Love it. Always love getting together with the Clipper community.
yeah. Where do you stand on the Kendrick Lamar Drake beef these days?
Um,
Has that reached the masses?
I'm for it. It's always good.
Yeah.
Whoever's beefing with somebody, it's good for the rest of
It's
us.
good for degens and savvy, intelligent power users alike in the Web3 world. So it's all good. But let's talk about what's going on with Clipper, because as usual, there's a lot to talk about, and Clipper's making big moves. So I wanted to start with let's start with Polygon. Actually, there's a bunch of stuff going on Polygon. We have
Bunch of stuff on Polygon.
we have bonds, we have liquidity, we have fxSAIL, we have vefxSAIL. Can you tell me a little bit about one of the largest things that our users ask about is they get this fxSAIL and they're like, how can I get this over Ethereum, or what's the liquidity situation and what can I do with it? And I think we have some answers for them. So can you tell the community what's going on with liquidity on Polygon with sale?
So, I mean, the idea was to look at where people were, right? So we have most of our sell token holders, most of the members of the admin community are on Ethereum mainnet. And we felt like there was very obvious and good utility for the token on mainnet. So our view then extended to where are the next largest community of people who are holding sale, and it's on Polygon. That's no secret. That's where we initiate a lot of our vests. It's really low gas cost. It's very efficient. A lot of people are already there. It's where the operators choose to receive their allowances. I mean, this is just a no-brainer for next network up. And we have fxSAIL there, the second largest pool of sale. And the purpose was always to bring some utility to Polygon. And when we kind of put all the pieces together, we realized, oh, we could bring a lot of utility over to Polygon. So we launched vefxSAIL last week. There's actually a blog post up about it now, just kind of detailing the very simple go to Clipper Exchange, connect your wallet, go to the sale page, make sure that you're on, there it is, make sure that you're on the Polygon network, and then stake if you hold fxSAIL. The fxSAIL the vefxSAIL contract is going to be topped up the same way the vESAIL contract is, which is using rewards from the pool that then go and purchase more fxSAIL. That fxSAIL is deposited into the contract, so you'll have an fxSAIL reward for staking your fxSAIL. It's mechanically something that we know our community is familiar with. And in terms of incentives, we know that people have taken advantage of the additional sale rewards on the VE sale contract.
Yeah, so just highlighting, I just read through the article a little bit on screen so people can see it if they're watching on YouTube. But let's highlight, like, why would you stake? And the reason is when you stake your sale, kind of like putting a stake in the ground, showing you believe, first of all, that you believe like this is going to be good for me. And the network rewards you because you earn rewards directly. So you stake it and you get more. It's like free sale, basically. And how do we
Yeah,
get,
all
yeah,
for holding. But
yeah.
yeah, so a lot of people have already been holding, and the idea was, okay, how do we make sure that we're able to reward the people on that network? Because I mean, there's an order of magnitude or two difference between the number of uh, sale holders and FX sale holders, but that FX sale holders pool is such a large contingent, even if it's a minority one, that we wanted to make sure that there's some utility there. And yeah, you get rewards. You get FX sale rewards for staking your FX sale. Like I said, it works so well that yeah, we want to roll it out to where the next largest pool of sale is, which is Polygon.
Great. So more networks to come, but fxSAIL liquidity. Stake your sale right now and earn rewards. Seems like a pretty good deal. So let's
And relatedly,
yeah.
yeah,
Well, relatedly, did you want to talk about Sushi Bond or did you want to talk about network reps about moving to
Sushi Bond,
network
and then
interoperability?
let's talk network. Yeah. So the Sushi Bond is released. It's live
I'm gonna share
on
my screen here.
Polygon as well. And what that has done is it's increased liquidity depth for fxSAIL and for the Clipper community on Polygon significantly. It's actually turned the fxSAIL price into uh, one that's important in terms of price discovery for the token, for SAIL token as a whole. We're actually working with some of the data aggregators in the space because right now they're treating fxSAIL and SAIL as two separate tokens, and we're kindly, gently pointing out that these are in fact the same token, part of the same community, that has governance rights in the same DAO, but there's a deep amount of liquidity now that's being added to Polygon via these sushi bonds for fxSAIL. And we're going to get our first kind of monthly bond readout this week. So of course, excited to share that with the community when we get it. But right now, full steam ahead, and things are looking good on the fxAIL bond side of things.
Yeah, and I remember I was messing around this about a month ago, starting with the Sushi Bond, and I thought the user interface was like a little tough, but it seems like it's been improved. I couldn't find this My Bonds page didn't exist, maybe, or at least I couldn't see it. So now I can actually claim. Maybe we'll try this live on air. Let's see what happens. Because I don't even remember what I
This is
did.
exciting to watch.
Seriously, let's see what happens.
I've only had this described to me by a product manager.
Yeah. All right. So we're gonna confirm. The estimated fee is 0.0019 Matic. So, and I'm making 10,000 sale. I'm claiming a bond, and we're gonna view on the Explorer. Let's see what it looks like. But I suppose, and Matic's pretty fast, so hopefully it'll come up pretty quick.
Yeah.
So I was too excited to see my bond. So, what is this? Tell me a little bit more about. Here we go. Confirm 2 block confirmations. And I got tokens. But can you tell me a little bit about the bond readout and what do you expect to see in a few? Like what
Really
is more about
just
the bond readout?
how many retail customers we have kind of jumping into this bond opportunity. Because what the bond is doing is it's offering future sale at a bit of a discount in order for kind of present current liquidity. And the idea being that we are obviously big believers in where sale is going. And right now, what we know the project needs and what we know sale needs is an infusion of present liquidity. And the utility of sale, the stability of the project, those will speak for themselves in the long term. So it's a really good deal for people, and the institutional investors that we've spoken to about this, and the retail investors we've spoken to about this, have been enthusiastic. They're like, great. Not only do I love discounts, but I love discounts on good projects.
Totally. So how again they overhauled it. Now I'm doing it's silly doing it live and trying to have a conversation at the same time. How would the users find the sushi bond if they want to be a part of it?
Yeah, I mean, it really is as simple as exactly what you did, which is under Sushi.com bond. So this is actually a new project for Sushi. They're running it with an affiliate. So there have been some testing moments, we'll say, like where they're actually just like, hey, we're going to test this thing out and let's see how it goes.
Yeah.
But yeah, go to bonds,
Yeah.
make sure you're on Polygon, and you should be able to search by SAIL or fxSAIL. And this is really fun to do live because yeah, this is a different interface than the one that
Yeah, totally. I mean,
I saw when we rolled it out.
I remember just
It looks
searching
good.
Clipper. Yeah, I remember just searching Clipper and it being there, but maybe they rolled it
Yeah.
out and they don't have them all out there yet. But I was able to do this. Just not
This is
live on
great.
air. Hilarious.
This is great.
But this
I
isn't
will send this
Clipper. This
recording to
isn't
them. Be
Clipper.
like, hey.
This isn't Clipper Tag, by the way. This is Sushi Tag.
No, this is not.
Yeah.
No, this is our very good friends and partners over at Sushi.
Anyway, we'll get an announcement how to get into SushiBond because I claimed it just fine. I was able to put it in just fine. The interface is better. We just got to find Clipper on it, so that's fun. SushiBond's a
Yeah,
big
it's
part
really
of it.
interesting.
We'll let the users know how to do it when I figured out. I'm always the best like kind of proxy for total degen, like degen wannabe, but actual noob. So it's good to have me on air looking at things. I'm sure Sushi will want to see this.
Yeah, you're like so Web3 experienced. However, like neither of us are going into the contract and be like,
Yeah,
oh,
I
okay,
mean, and
found it here.
the beautiful thing is, I just ask Rusty for help when like whatever I don't know what to do. Actually, I go to you, and then
Legit,
I escalate
legit.
to Rusty. So that's kind of my that's my network of what am I
You're well
supposed to do
supported,
here?
friend.
Yeah. Let's move on then. So we talked about Polygon. As you know, Clipper is on mainnet, Optimism, Base, Manta, Arbitrum, and Polygon. I think I hit them all off the top of my head. I could just hit I could see. Well, it doesn't matter. But we want to make sure so that we're not doing stuff off the top of our heads here. Let's see. Mainnet, Optimism, Mantle, BaseNet, Arbitrum, Polygon.
Yep.
So I think I hit them all. Yeah. But we want to make sure that we're not relying on, a 39-year-old's memory to make sure what's going on with all of the networks. So the operators came up with an idea of sort of network representatives or network liaisons. Can we talk a little bit more about that?
Yeah, so this is twofold.
I
The
actually,
first
as I say this,
is
by the way, I realize that I owe some work on this, so I need to do some work. There's a deliverable that I owe, so I'm holding the ball up a little bit here.
I wasn't bringing anything up. This is twofold. So the first is we have gone through now successful um, grant processes with Optimism for Retro PGF. Happy to announce that we've done the same with Arbitrum. We could probably talk more about that later for their LTIPP grant. In navigating both of those processes, we realized there's a lot of network specific knowledge that we're coming into that we're having to onboard very quickly. So the learning curve, of course, is very steep when it's an urgent matter like, hey, there are grant dollars that you could qualify for that are available. Make sure that you integrate this ask into our existing systems and update these documents in a way that the people who sit in our systems, who operate in our systems, are familiar with. Again, we were successful both times, so there's some form there. However, we noticed in the retrospective on those efforts that it would have been much easier if we'd had somebody who's familiar already with those networks, especially with the communities that are governing those processes. And having someone who knows that, who can then bring some of these opportunities to us a little earlier or flag that they're coming. So say, hey, this is going to go live at this point, rather than, hey, this is going to expire at this point, which are two very different ways to trigger activity.
Totally.
And also someone who says, when you submit this, here's the process so that we don't have to go through as we were doing and looking at successful submissions and kind of following their chain of messages back and making sure that like we were identifying whatever template there was, because they're not handing you a template. You have to kind of infer a template and then build one out yourself and then submit, hoping, okay, is this actually the correct way? And despite the fact that we got them both, and I think that this really hints at the kind of project Shipyard is and the kind of project Clipper is and the kind of community we have. We were successful and we know we can improve it. And one way to improve it is to have somebody in the community, in the Clipper community, who is serving as the liaison between our community and the Arbitrum community. So they're in the Arbitrum DAO and they're in Admiral DAO. They're in Optimism's discussion board and Discord, and they're bringing back information about things that are coming up, ways to integrate with Optimism, partnerships that Optimism is looking for, especially on the DeFi front, so that then the Clipper community through Admiral DAO can say, hey, we can go build in that direction, or we'll be ready to submit day one, and we'll be able to lobby internally more successfully.
Right. So we're having our pirates wear two hats. You know, you're sailing on our ship, but we know that you also sail on other ships, and you can kind of let us have some
Many
fun.
ports of call
Yeah.
in your
Yeah.
career as a DeFi pirate.
And are you thinking of it more like it's our Clipper citizens moving outwards and bringing back information? Or are we looking to go out to other networks and bring them into Clipper? Like, where's the knowledge base in your opinion?
The preference is to have the knowledge base be the Clipper community,
Yeah.
so that we don't have to go out and find an external resource that we then bring into the Clipper community, but rather there's someone in the Clipper community who says, "Hey, I want to step up. I want to go and serve in this role as liaison." Because let's be very clear what the role is. It's joining another Discord,
Can you see me pulling
joining
this up on
another.
screen, by the way?
I do, yeah. The my sale, my rewards.
Oh no, sorry. I pulled up a user. I just want to know if it shared it to look at mutual servers. I've IU Tunde up uh, to show all the mutual
Oh no,
servers in
I
case
don't
that's
see
a
that.
call for
No.
action. But it's okay. I'll push it up. But you keep talking. I interrupted you while you're talking.
Yeah, I just wanted to detail the role, because what it is sit in another Discord and participate in, or just keep an eye on another snapshot, another communities board that are all public. So there's a way to do both that is fairly low lift. But of course, if you're looking for the right things, if you're integrating the right way, high reward on the Clipper side.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's great. And is there a place of writing where our people can look and see what to look for, the network liaisons? And I put in chat, by the way. Perfect. Yeah. Ayatunde. See, I put you up there. I actually used you as my example, thinking of
Can't
optimism, and
see.
here you are volunteering yourself. But I looked
That
at
that would
mutual
be
server as
amazing
my
because
guy
Ayatunde,
there.
as he
I
knows,
mean, he got his
yeah,
retro
is the
PTF
reason.
basically.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right, exactly.
So look, it sounds like we got two. We have Ayatunde as optimism. I want to say Rusty volunteered for Mantle, possibly.
For Mantle,
Yeah.
yeah.
So we just need. This is our actual call to action right here. If you are a knowledgeable member of one of the networks and in their Discord, so we're talking, we have Optimism, we have Mantle, so we need, a mainnet rep, a Polygon rep, a base rep, and an Arbitrum rep. So if you know that you spend a lot of time in that Discord, you know what's going on, you know when grants are coming, like share that institutional knowledge and let us know because we can help make that network better if we know what opportunities are out there. And are people expected to do this just out of the goodness of their own heart, Jeremy, or what's the status there?
Uh, we're in DeFi, so no
There's
one's
no
ever
goodness of
expected to
hearts in DeFi.
do
Is that what you're
anything
saying?
out of I mean, the goodness of the heart is being part of the community and
Yeah,
being an altruistic actor inside of the Clipper community. Uh, this is something that we want to. As Shipyard Software and I think as Admiral DAO, negotiate with the reps themselves, because it depends on one lift, right? We don't know actually how many hours it's going to be.
totally.
So this is something we want to test. And it also depends on location. So, if you're doing this from Brazil, you're going to have different needs than if you're doing this from Norway. And we want to make sure that we're meeting you where you are. So we don't want to open a role like this inside Admiral DAO and say, hey, this is it. This is the comp level, because that could disqualify the role for some people who otherwise would be perfect fits. So this is completely negotiable as are all things in DeFi, and really depends on location and lift. That
Right.
those are the two variables.
But the point
And
is,
so
we would
what
like to compensate people for being this network rep too, at
yes.
meeting their need.
Yes,
Yeah.
I think that is absolutely the point, and I want to make sure that we're emphasizing that Admiral Dow is not being coy here. Admiral Dow wants to make sure that this works out for the liaison because this is a very valuable role,
It also fits
and something
hand.
that is.
I was gonna
Go
say it
ahead.
fits hand in glove with the grant rewards. You know, the 25
I was just
qualified
about to
leads.
say
Sorry,
that's
what
there's
is
some bonus there.
you say it? You say it, my friend. You say it.
Mind meld. Yeah, so just a reminder on the grant reward side, because you don't need to be a network liaison to identify a qualifying grant. It's $50 to identify a qualifying grant, and this is all USDC. Then, if you assist on a grant application, it's your portion of $200 of the grant application. If that grant application is successful, that's an additional $500. So there's per successful grant up to $750 USDC available to the community. And again, that would be in addition to the DAO liaison bonus that someone in this role would fit.
Right. And so what he's saying, so the DAO liaison slash network representative, you don't have to be that person to be the qualified leads winner, but if you
Correct.
are, likely you're in the know, so you'll probably be the first to know. So it's a higher
But
probability.
information will be passing in front of you
Yeah.
first, most
Yeah.
likely.
So this is our call to action. We have optimism. Thank you, Ayatunde. We accept. We have Mantle. We need Ethereum, Polygon, Base, and Arbitrum. So 4 network representatives we're looking to fill. So if you're in those discords and you are, the man or the woman or the pirate, come let us know and we'll probably elect you.
Yeah.
Ayatunde and Russ
And
don't
if, and
even
if
need to do any vetting because we know kind of what ballers they are, but you might need some
yeah,
vetting.
we've
We'll see.
we've seen we've seen the work.
Yeah, totally.
And this does not initially require you to be already a deep member of those communities.
Sure.
You can say, I would like to go and be part of Arbitrum DAO. I would like to learn more about that project and also how that project can help the Admiral DAO community. Like I said, we just got a grant from Arbitrum, so you're starting off in that case, and in the Polygon case with 2 communities that are already very warm, in terms of the leads and in terms of the respect and feelings between Admiral DAO and those projects, those networks. So there's some goodwill to kick off with. However, it is really important for Admiral DAO going forward long term that we say, okay, we have somebody that we know is there, a pirate that we can go to and tap for answers if we have questions about things that are happening.
Yeah. And of course, it's proof of work. It's not just like be a wallflower in the Discord in both these places. We want to know what's
Correct.
going on. So give us some reports and let us know. Let us take positive action early on. You had mentioned that we'd been successful about the Arbitrum grant. I thought that was kind of interesting how I think we like swayed judges' opinions a little bit. Can you
Oh
talk a little bit
man,
about it?
full court press
Yeah. Tell me
on
about it.
on that one. Uh, so we submitted an LTI PP grant. I want to say in March, after a significant amount of work and research internally, and we were rejected for that effort. Just some feedback from the judges. Actually, it was very close. There are 5 judges, and it was a 3-2 decision with one of the judges sort of like waffling toward the no side. So obviously we were disappointed, but at the same time we thought this is not a unanimous decision, and it doesn't seem like too high a barrier to scale. Let's update the submission, go back and create an appeal, and incorporate the judges' feedback and reach out directly to those
Yeah.
judges because this
Address
is a
the
public forum.
tailor it to them. They told us what they didn't
Exactly.
like. Yeah.
Exactly. So that's what we did, and then we lobbied them basically nonstop in the Arbitrum DAO message board, and then on their public channels, and said, "Hey, we've updated this per your input, per your feedback." And yeah, we were so thorough in our lobbying that there was actually one large ARB holder that voted against us, which, as the way the snapshot voting goes, that can be killer and kind of
Yeah.
create its own momentum.
Yeah.
And we reached out to that project and said, hey, what's the deal? Like we didn't see about on the last one. Um,
Okay, possible.
and yeah, they kind of raised their concerns, and we said, okay, yeah, like we feel like we've addressed these. We made a further revision to the appeal comment, and they said, okay, yeah, you did address these, great. So they switched their vote. Um, which just goes to show that these processes really do work, right? These are in open forums. These are identifiable people. These are not happening behind and by identifiable, I mean like identifiable parties. We
Sure.
don't actually like know the human beings very well, but we do understand who they're representing and what their interests are. And so we're able to go in and actually have conversations about aligning their interests with ours, and it worked. And this is something that Mark spent the better part of 2 weeks nonstop getting across the line. So it was really spectacular, honestly, to watch happen and to be part of, and really exciting that, yeah, we brought that grant home.
And are you able to share the size of the grant and kind of what are the plans? Is it for operating costs for Clipper, or is it going to be used for liquidity, or what's the plan and what's the amount?
Uh, yeah, so I mean, I can pull up the actual grant itself,
Yeah, do please do. I have it
because
too.
I was working
Shoot me the link.
on the grant, so I think like that it would make sense to do that. Uh, here we go. Oh, this is the feedback.
Keep
Um,
that bravado.
yeah. And we have a track changes doc. Well, actually, you know what? The best place to go would be to Arbitrum DAO. I know I'm taking up uh, some time here,
No,
but I
I was
actually
looking at
really
it
do
too,
think
but
that,
it's good to look. I just there we go. Mm,
yeah, because I think that, um, yeah, so it's good for everybody in the community, I think, to see what we're putting out there here. Oh, are you?
well, I'm just looking over the Arbitrum
Oh,
DAO
here.
from their docs
You know, you're
page.
sharing a screen. I'll shoot you this as a link, so you don't have to change anything around. This is everyone's favorite part of the call,
Totally.
the part where you and I
This is
chit
live.
chat
This is
about who's
live.
going
This
to
could be
share the
live.
screen. Yeah, I love it.
Drop it in the main
There
stage
you
chat.
go.
Okay, that works too.
Oh, okay, I can do that too. Yeah, you're right. That the main stage chat's a better idea.
I'm back.
Okay, so there's the forum. Yep, you can see my post a couple weeks ago saying, hey, we updated the application on appeal. You can see that we edited it 7 times after we put it up,
Totally.
because that's how much additional feedback we took on board before it moved to Snapshot. We made it very clear that we were one away, that there were these concerns, right, that we were addressing. So there are 2 parts really to the program that we're proposing on Arbitrum. One is liquidity mining, the other is new user onboarding. We said, okay, well, we're going to cut the amount that we're asking for both.
Sure.
This is what goes into it, and there's a number of just basic pieces you have to get right, which is also an important thing to note for network liaisons. Is these communities operate in a very specific way, and it's important to show up respectfully, right, and operate in the way that they're used to, so that they can put it through their process and be as fair and even-handed across the board uh, as they're judging different projects. So yeah, we give them some details on Clipper. We kind of talk about our Arbitrum specific stats, which are very good, and then we say, "Hey, we'd like this much, and we'd like to use it in these ways for liquidity farming and for user and TVL migration." So what this all is going to do is benefit Clipper, increase liquidity that's flowing through Clipper, and also provide some rewards to people who are using the Arbitrum network through Clipper. So we're looking to see numbers go up on the user side and on the TVL side, and the grant's going to allow us to do that
Yeah.
as a project. So yeah, 174 K ARB to get that done.
So a little alpha for those of you watching on YouTube and live. I guess go deposit into the Arbitrum pool on Clifford. You'll probably get rewarded for it. Would be my guess. So let's increase TVL.
You could just read it here.
Yeah.
There's no, it's not closed
It's not. Yeah, it's
information.
not a guess. It's a.
Yeah.
So
There's
we're telling you
this is
what
some
you want to
very good
do.
open forum
Yeah.
information because we actually have to do these things that are in the grant
Yeah.
because we told them we would. And one of the things we beefed up is the milestones, right? So here's the execution strategy. Here's how we're going to put this out. Here's like legit what people are going to see when they come in and why they're going to be excited to do this. And then here is what we're going to hit across this 12-week rollout, month one, month two, month three, for both of those.
Yeah.
And so you can see how we're measuring success and also the incentives that we have to affect that success.
Yeah.
And I just think it's such a great way of passing these sorts of initiatives. Again, public forum with plenty of open discussion, lobbying, making sure that these things are being calibrated to the benefit of both communities, both the Arbitrum and the Admiral DAO community.
That's great. So our network representative for Optimism, Ayatunde, asks when announcement. So what are our thoughts about the call to action? How recent was this, and when are we going to tell the community what's
So
going on?
yeah, I mean we just found out about this with the voting closed the like May 3rd.
Oh,
I
really?
want to
4
say.
days? Yeah, that's right. I knew it was on the tip of my
Yeah,
tongue.
this
Like
is
this just
fresh,
happened.
and like we're still dotting I's and crossing T's on the KYC, which we're going to pass. We've done all these things before, but
Right.
there are requirements for its official. No one's received those funds yet. I just got added to the Telegram channel like yesterday, right? So yeah, everyone's kind of putting all these things together still, but you can see inside their snapshot that we were major vote getters. And like I said,
Scroll down to the votes.
oh yeah, so I just put a link to the snapshot in there
Awesome.
because they have the kind of public forum off of their main
105
site, and
million
then they had a
ARB
snapshot.
voting on us. That's
Yeah,
significant. Like that's pretty impressive.
it is. Yes, and yeah, before we got the kind of big votes for, we were pretty far under. At one point, the against was over 17 mil. Like I said, we were able to sway one of the against votes. So yeah, it just goes to show how
Wow.
really quick response to some of these things, and just being open and having civil discussions about what people are concerned with. Yeah, leads to positive outcomes.
It's fair to say though, currently there is no call to action because there's no live ARB farming contract. Is that fair?
This is an FYI.
Okay.
That's right. We don't have the so you can see in the proposal that we shared, it says month one, month two, month three. Like we actually don't have hard dates for that because they haven't said, okay, here's when the funds are going to drop. And we obviously can't launch an ARB based incentive program until we have that ARB
Makes total
on
sense.
board.
Yeah.
So once we have the information, everyone will know, but you know that this is going to happen because the Art Foundation is rolling this grant program out. We won, we qualified.
Yeah.
So just a heads up to everybody.
Yeah,
I
for
think
100, what is it? 100 something 74K ARB?
174K
That's crazy.
and change.
Yeah, look at that.
That's right.
That's a good old chunk.
Yeah, and if you want to know what's going to happen, everyone, guess what? It's an open forum. You can
Yeah.
just read
Heck yeah.
the submission, check it out. Feel proud that these are the people representing the Admiral DAO community.
So, speaking of go lives, because you were talking about vefxSAIL, are we go live on that?
That's live.
Yeah, show me.
It's actually been live for a little bit. We
Yeah.
tested it. I think everyone remembers, how the rollout of vefxSAIL was. Technically, the contract had no problem, but it was still a clunky rollout.
Right.
So this time we thought soft rollout, get some people in the contract, tell the community about it on this community call. Although the community call was supposed to be last week, but it's fine. It's this week. Everybody knows about it here now this week.
Oh, yeah.
And if you have fxSAIL, and many members of the community do,
See if I
including
do on
anyone
this
who's
one.
airdropped for the adventure,
So I'm going to
take it.
Polygon right now, and let's just see. I actually don't know if I have fxSAIL on this wallet because
And
my
you can
guy's got
see right
many
now if you
wallets.
go
Yeah.
to, I'm no judgment, no judgment. If you go to the sale page, which Ben is navigating to right now on Polygon Network,
Yeah.
and you have fxSAIL, you'll see in the stake option right now it says 1-to-1. That is only going to be true for the first, I don't know, week that this is out. Like, it won't be true at the end of this week, because at the end of this week there will be fxSAIL that's deposited into the vefxSAIL contract,
Yeah.
which means that
Your exchange
fxSAIL
rate
will
goes higher.
become the vefxSAIL will become more expensive.
So
That's right.
I have fxSAIL and I definitely need to stake it. Well,
Yes, so this is a very good deal at the moment,
let
is
me
what I'm
pull up
saying to
my
everyone.
other wallet because
More alpha.
I need to get my fxSAIL in here too. Let's see. I don't think I'm sharing the screen for this, but that's okay because I'm keeping this one private. Maybe I don't know. Who
I
knows?
was gonna say, yeah, that's fine. We see the other one.
Yeah. Okay. No. Well, is this Polygon? Yeah, dude. Oh man, I'm gonna stake Soul right now. Hang on. I'll do this live.
There's
Share my
nothing
screen.
stopping you.
And then we'll move. I think we have two more items I want to get to. So while
Okay,
I'm
great.
sharing my screen, I want to talk a little bit about Rusty and what we did and how I need to move it to the from proposal submission to the temperature check. And then let's
Yeah.
talk about the balance of the mainnet pool and talk about that. Then I'm going to share my screen while you talk.
Okay, so the composition of the mainnet pool.
Yeah, let's composition of the mainnet pool. And then
The
I'll stake my sale live. But
I mean, honestly, I'm gonna, yeah. Can you go? So open up a new window so we
yeah,
can just go to. Oh, but you're not on mainnet. Sorry, man.
that's okay.
Do the FX sales, do the staking,
All right,
and then
we'll stake first.
let's move over
This
to mainnet.
live show,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
live show, everyone.
Yeah, this is fantastic.
All right, I got a
It's
lot of
also a lot of transactions, a lot of nerdy DeFi details.
I
This
got
must be fun.
10K. Let's pump 10K sale in there, and let's allow Clipper to use my sale. Approve sale in the wallet. It's pretty seamless, pretty easy so far. Is this showing up on screen? Sorry, here we go.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Good, good, good.
I'm watching the wheel spin.
And I don't think my MetaMask window pops up, but that's fine. We ask for permission.
No, that's a separate pop-up.
Yeah. Waiting for confirmation. Gas efficient. And then we're going to approve it for this transaction. All right. Confirm, approve sale. And now I can stake my sale. And we'll wait for the pop-up. No lockup.
No lockup.
Continue. How nice. And let's stake it. Transaction pending. It's waiting for my MetaMask to pop up. Where we go. I'm hitting confirm. The gas is 0.0024 Matic. Pretty cheap. There we go. And I got that
Boom.
1-to-1. But pretty soon it's not going to be 1-to-1. When I turn that 10,000
Correct.
turn it back around, it's going to be much better. I think I need to stake a little bit more sale than my 10,000. I'm going to find all my extra sale. You know what I'm going to do is I'm going to claim my bond from Sushi, and I'm going to move all that stuff over too. So
There you go.
just move.
Yep. If you have a
do your
furrow,
bond,
you can claim
stake
that.
it.
You can move it over
Yeah.
and get sale on sale on sale.
All right, cool. Yeah.
Okay, now I'm going to direct you
Composition.
to the. Actually, the pool page is probably the best place to
This I'm
go.
going to do with my other wallet. So, segundo, por favor. And you want me on mainnet, I imagine.
Yes.
Here's me switching. And
Yeah, we have a blog post about it, but it's actually way more exciting to see live.
yeah, tell me where you want me to go.
So go to deposit. Yeah. And oh wait,
Pool data, ETHUSD.
I'm getting in the app right now. Oh, sorry, I meant liquidity. So yeah. Hit the Clipper the
PMSys,
Clipper icon top left.
PMSys, by the way, just staked 30,000 sale, which I'm
Woo!
excited. I'm a little sad that I got shown up like that, but I'm gonna go
And it
find
worked
all my
well.
fxSAIL
Showed up
PMSys.
live, which is also so great.
Pretty nice
It
PMSys.
wasn't like a message in Discord at the end, like to the main, deck. It was live
Okay,
on
so
your
you
on
want me
your
to
own
go
show.
to where do you want me to go? Here?
Um, click Clipper, the Clipper icon up at the top left there.
Yep.
Yep, there you go. So
Ah, right here. That looks
the
good.
Bips counter for whatever reason isn't doing what I want it to do, but whatever. You can see there that we are now comparing Clipper yields to Uniswap v3 yields,
Yeah.
and we are so if you I'm going to direct you to the data page. I apologize,
Pool data?
because you did ask. Yeah.
Yeah.
And obviously these rates are subject to some volatility, but if you go to 24-hour, you can get a pretty good taste of how we've been performing overall. We can't look at like 1 month, which we're also better. Unfortunately, the API that we have for that doesn't aggregate at the monthly level.
Mm-hmm.
But right now, the Clipper core pool on mainnet is composed of ETH and USD stables, and that is the way it is going to be going forward. And this composition allows us to step up to, the biggest kid in the yard in DeFi, which is Uniswap, and also big 1 inch pools that are ETH stables, and say, hey, our yields are actually superior,
Yeah.
which is a pretty powerful thing to say.
Yeah.
So yeah, go over to 24-hour and you can look at what, yeah, there we go, what our yields look like just over the past 24 hours compared to theirs.
Yeah.
And last week, our weeks was up, but like, there's a compelling story to be told about the yields that we're able to offer across these assets,
Yeah.
which are obviously the most held in DeFi. So
And what's
we're
fun is
very
I know this
excited.
decision came from the LP interviews. Like a few months back, you all or the team
Yes,
interviewed
yeah,
many of our important users, and they said like, look, what's with this tri asset pool? We're compared to Curve. No one cares about Curve. Let's we want to be
yeah, it was really
Uniswap.
interesting. You're like, you're comparing yourself to a pool I would never put my funds in,
Yeah.
right? Like, so like, yeah, you're like blowing them out of the water, but like, I wouldn't even think that that pool is initially attractive. So like, why would I care that you're blowing them out of the water? Which is basically saying like, go do something harder.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
can you go and do
Go
the
take
harder
on
thing,
take
which
on the
is
biggest fish in the pond. Yeah.
exactly
Yeah.
take on the really big, vessels out there, and we got some brains over not me personally, over on the dev side, over on the degen side, and we said, okay, how are we going to do this? What does a transition look like? Because that's a tricky thing to execute, and how can we make sure that we keep our yields very attractive compared to some of these big pools? And here we are. This is the world we're living in now. So yeah, really exciting. That was the work of, as you said, a lot of research early on, and then months of planning to make sure that we landed this thing.
And maybe if people still wanted WBTC exposure, there is possibly going to be multiple Clipper main pools in the future. Is that a fair thing to
So
say?
right now you can get WBTC exposure on other networks.
Right.
So there's that. If you really wanted that, there will be, and here more alpha. There will be
Alpha.
multiple pools being launched across different Clipper networks.
Yeah.
And the Ethereum mainnet is likely not going to be the first that has a multiple pool launch.
Yeah.
Polygon is.
There you go.
Polygon, which is lots of Polygon love. And as we're expanding onto more networks, and thus in need of even more liaisons, we'll likely have multi-pool strategies there, so that we have one that's ETH USD that kind of sits there as the most attractive, broad use pool in that ecosystem, and then another that is a mixture of ETH USD and whatever the native token is. So on Polygon, for instance, we have Matic ETH, and USD stables pool, to make sure that anyone who's transacting across that network can also use Clipper for swapping. And if you're an LP, then see some of the returns that come with helping facilitate those flows.
Yeah. All right, more networks to come, more network liaisons, ZK Sync era, anybody? And look, the pool, the network, or Clipper itself kind of rewards you just for being a participant because it's one of the best protocols out there. And then we reward those that go above and beyond that do who we, this is the DAO for builders. So we talked about the network representatives and comp for that, the people that do qualified leads for grants. Of course, our operators are compensated as they're building. But one person always goes above and beyond. We highlighted this last month too, but I just want to come back to it again because Rusty's Dune dashboard for Admiral DAO and Clipper and SAIL is really just so amazing that we put forward a proposal to reward him. If you go to the proposal submission forum and reward for Rusty's outstanding contribution, let me link it and I'll put it in copy thread IDs. I want to do this. Come back and put it in chat. There it is, the reward for Rusty's outstanding contributions. There's been enough conversation there that I'm going to move that to the temperature check. And then we're going to get this to go on chain and the community can vote whether, this outstanding work should be rewarded. I personally will be voting for it because I like it when the community rewards its own for building up the network. So once again, as always, shout out to Rusty. Look how even the graphics are sweet on this. And let's make sure that everyone feels incentivized to build the network bigger and better.
Yeah, I think it's worth knowing kind of how this, bonus grant is being rolled out to Rusty. So it's going to be over the course of a year, a sushi furrow that gets executed, and the total is 50,000 SAIL. Because this is something that if the Admiral DAO community had to go out and purchase someone's services to do this from scratch and put everything here in scope, it would have been a huge investment, honestly, because there aren't a lot of people out there who can do something like this on Dune, do it as kind of visually engaging or as packed with data as what Rusty's done here. And so this, for a grant like this is the bar. Everyone is welcome. Everyone is welcome to submit projects that they're working on and work that they think, okay, this is going to enhance the visibility and value of Admiral DAO, or some piece of information that's really important to the DAO. And yeah, I just every time I look at it, it thrills me because the ask was, hey, can you make a SAIL Dune dashboard? And he came back with this, which is just
chapel of Dune dashboards.
Exactly. Yeah. That's a very good way to say it.
Yeah. So you said it's going to be a sushi furrow, so he'll be getting paid in Polygon fxSAIL.
He will,
assuming it passes. I need to get it.
Assuming it passes. Yeah, that's right.
We do the will of the community, but it's so great that we had these calls. This is why the calls keep me accountable. So the call last week, I have to still identify our appropriate network representatives, although just having the call got us one, so that's fun. And then I need to move this proposal to temperature check. What are some of your to-dos, Jeremy? And is there anything else we want to talk about before we say goodbye?
Yeah, I mean the to-dos for the shipyard software side are all very visible on the roadmap. So you can see a number of things have moved to complete. We're up to 13 on the complete side. And in the do now, always looking to identify opportunities to increase Clipper volumes. I think you probably heard me say volumes or TBL 20 times on this call. we are looking for the best ways to implement lockup for vefxSAIL. Obviously, we don't want to create a disparity between VE and vefxSAIL, but we'll come back and report back to the community on this one. So we've done some research. We are aware of what other communities like Balancer do, but they only have one version of their token, and because we're multi-network, we do need to think about how we're implementing a lockup. And then we are going to begin, and you can kind of track the progress, of the internal boards. We're going to begin expanding or work to expand into other networks, and you can see which networks here. And you know what? I'm going to add to my to-do list because I see one is missing. So that needs to be added to the roadmap. But we have.
A
Go ahead.
to-do that's not on there, but maybe we can bring this to the community to do. I know you had mentioned that some of the kind of like informational sites list fxSAIL and SAIL as different tokens. Was
Yes.
that CoinMarketCap and CoinGecko, or which one was it?
Yes, right now, but I mean, there are
Oh,
there are other aggregators out there who are doing the same thing.
here's another call to action. If you know aggregators and know how to like contact them, or just if you can solve that problem, why fxSAIL and SAIL are seen as different tokens, like we need your help. So let's put that out there. We have some call to
Yeah, and what
actions. We need a when MBN does the summary of this, we need to make sure that we have some to dos in there too. This is a
just be
call out
all
for
call
you,
to
MBN.
actions.
Operators, y'all. Operators. We gotta operate. We got work to do.
Um,
The retro
so
PGF
I will.
race happening this month. Like we gotta move. We gotta hustle here.
Um, on the token side of things, it's really important that and this really has direct pricing implications, that the depth that's built out in fxSAIL gets attributed to the total depth of sale and vice versa, because otherwise it risks becoming essentially two independent small tokens that then offer a very attractive arbitrage opportunity rather than one cohesive token with a sufficient amount of depth to be traded and say DeFi integrated. So we don't want to have a token that's just being picked on by the market. We really want to have a token that shows off the strength of everything that we walk through today.
Yeah. All right, Jeremy, you're a man of many talents, many responsibilities. You're the 80-hour-a-week man, as we know him. I want to respect your time and the audience's time. Is there anything that we have missed talking about, and any final words before I say goodbye to our lovely audience?
We covered the whole agenda, and the final words is we will be expanding. There's expansion all across the board coming up, expanding different networks, expanding to new pools. So keep an eye out for that. Lots of announcements, lots of fun things. If you want to get more involved, you can always reach out in Discord. We are looking for people who, like Rusty, can get shit done.
Yeah. Go stake your sale and go be network representatives. We need you because let's get that grant money funding in. All right, Clipper Faithful, what a pleasure. Jeremy, it's fun, really. It's not work really for me. It's fun. So maybe I should pay the DAO to do these things. Well,
All right, I'll put a proposal up for that.
that's good. What a pleasure, Jeremy. Bye, Clipper. Talk later.
See everybody.